Welcome to Hot Work Permit Training. In this course, you'll learn the key requirements, responsibilities, and procedures you need to understand before performing any hot work operation. By the end of this course, you'll be able to define hot work and explain what a hot work permit is. You'll also be able to identify common hot work applications and locations, understand the OSHA standards that apply to hot work, and correctly apply a hot work permit program in your workplace. So, what counts as hot work? Hot work includes any activity that produces heat, sparks, or flames that could ignite a flammable or combustible atmosphere. OSHA requires a hot work permit for any hot work performed on or near a covered process. That includes operations involving toxic or reactive materials, as well as certain amounts of flammable gases or liquids. The permit confirms that all fire prevention and protection requirements are in place before work begins. It also outlines when the work is authorized and identifies exactly what work will be performed. You'll need to keep the permit on file until the work is complete. Not all hot work involves open flames or welding. Some activities fall into a category called secondary ignition sources, or low-energy hot work. These are tasks where tools or equipment can create small sparks that still pose a fire risk. Examples include using electrical or electronic devices that aren't intrinsically safe, such as cell phones or radios. Power tools, flashlights, and communication devices can also create spark hazards. Operating internal combustion engines in classified areas, using rotating steel brushes, performing electrical isolation testing, or creating friction sparks from rusty surfaces all fall into this category. Even low-energy sparks can ignite flammable atmospheres, so these activities require the same level of awareness and control. The most common types of hot work include welding, burning, brazing, propane soldering, oxyacetylene cutting, and grinding ferrous metals, but hot work isn't limited to these activities. Other tasks can also create hazardous conditions. These include using electrical hand tools, operating engines or generators, opening energized electrical equipment, and running hot oil or vacuum trucks. Activities like sandblasting, chipping, and hot tapping can also create spark or heat hazards. It's important to recognize that hot work can occur in more situations than you might expect. Hot work can take place in a wide range of locations, many of which may contain flammable materials or atmospheres. Common examples include production facilities, chemical storage areas, tank batteries, compressors, pipeline connections, valves, and wellheads. Hot work may also occur in areas designated by a supervisor, anywhere within facility boundaries, near flammable storage containers, or in areas with dry vegetation. While the petrochemical industry often deals with hot work, smaller businesses aren't exempt. Retail spaces, office buildings, medical facilities, and apartment complexes may all require hot work at some point. Several OSHA standards apply to hot work and fire prevention. These include regulations covering flammable and combustible liquids, as well as requirements for welding, cutting, and brazing. OSHA also provides specific standards for oxygen fuel gas welding, arc welding, and resistance welding. In addition to OSHA, industry organizations offer valuable guidance. The American Petroleum Institute provides safety practices for drilling and servicing operations, along with procedures for welding or hot tapping equipment that contains flammable materials. The National Fire Protection Association also publishes standards for flammable liquids and fire prevention during hot work activities. These resources help reinforce safe practices and compliance across different industries. A hot work permit program can be implemented in organizations of any size. It doesn't require extensive resources, but it does require consistency and accountability. A qualified individual, often called a permit authorizing individual, or PAI, must review and approve each permit before work begins. The permit should include key details such as the date, time, and location of the work, the type of hot work being performed, the people involved, and the fire prevention measures in place. It should also include the names and signatures of those responsible for the work. No hot work should begin in a hazardous location without proper approval. The hot work permit applies to both employees and contractors working on site. The permit authorizing individual plays a critical role in ensuring safety. Their responsibilities include checking that all equipment is safe to use, verifying that workers have proper training, identifying hazards such as flammable materials, and confirming that all fire prevention measures are in place. Permits should typically be limited to a 24-hour period, although some may extend up to 1 week when necessary. The permit must be posted in a visible location during the operation and include an emergency contact number. An authorized gas tester, or AGT, is responsible for monitoring air conditions before and during hot work. They must use a properly calibrated detection device to check for flammable gases. This includes conducting initial, continuous, and repeat air monitoring throughout the job. The AGT must also verify that a lower explosive limit, or LEL mitigation plan, is in place when required. If gas readings rise above 0% of the LEL, all hot work must stop immediately. A fire watch is assigned to monitor the work area for fires or changing conditions. This individual must ensure that fire protection equipment is available and ready to use. They must remain on site during the operation and stay for at least 30 minutes after the work is complete to watch for any smoldering fires. The fire watch can't perform the hot work or take on any other responsibilities during this time. Their full attention must remain on safety. A designated hot work area is a permanent location that has been approved for hot work operations. Examples include maintenance shops or designated outdoor workspaces that are specifically designed to minimize fire risk. Hot work performed in these areas doesn't require a permit. However, the area must meet specific criteria. It must be constructed of non-combustible materials, be free of flammable contents, be separated from surrounding areas, and have appropriate fire extinguishing equipment available. It must also be inspected and approved by an EHS professional. Before starting any hot work in a hazardous location, a qualified individual must approve the work and confirm that all safety requirements are in place. Hot work permits are issued for specific tasks and timeframes, usually for a single shift and rarely exceeding 24 hours. The permit authorizing individual is responsible for verifying that all precautions have been taken before work begins. For example, during welding operations, several important checks must be completed. Make sure sprinkler systems are active in the work area. Inspect hoses, equipment, and protective materials to ensure they're in good condition. Remove all combustible materials from the immediate area. Confirm that trained personnel and firefighting equipment are available, and verify that fire watch personnel are properly trained and assigned. The hot work permit is more than just paperwork. It's a critical safety tool. It ensures compliance with regulations, informs workers about hazards in their environment, documents the safety measures taken, and reinforces accountability for fire prevention. Contractors must follow and sign the permit checklist each day to confirm that all requirements have been met.